Hey everybody, Writtenbymurphy here. I'm coming back for a video showing a moment of wonder. So it's Friday, end of a busy week, beginning of the end of a busy week, and it's rainy and we're getting ready to have Mother's Day. And that's the thing, it's like I'm a mother, but I have a mother, and you think about what all this means. For me, I was always a working mom, always planned to be a working mom. And when I was pregnant with my daughter, I was studying to become a project manager. So project management and motherhood started at the same time for me. And so I think about what it means to be a project manager and motherhood. And there's a definition for what a project is. When I became a project manager, there's a definition. It's a temporary endeavor to create a unique product or service. And so when I got certified as a project manager, I think it was 7 months pregnant, and then I had a baby. So I thought about all the things that a motherhood required of me. And motherhood is not a project. I have the definition of a project. I learned that. But motherhood is not a project. You can talk about these specific things of what a project is. A project is a temporary endeavor to create a unique product or service. Motherhood is definitely not temporary. But let me talk about that part about being unique. When it comes to a lot of business processes, it means that we're supposed to be very standardized, especially with information technology when it comes to data processing, information being sent over the network. These packets of data have to be timed very carefully to the microsecond. These need to be uniform. And my cat wants to get involved. This data needs to be uniform. And all the processes in factories, this started in industrialization. Factories, timing have to be rigid. There has to be an assembly line. These things have to be chunk, 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 so that we know how to anticipate when people are going to be needed and when supplies are going to be needed. And this is something that, as the industrial world, we decided was necessary. It turns out, though, when you're dealing with people, standardization, rigid standardization, is out the window. So that definition of a project, unique, that definitely applies to motherhood. So I had a project when I first became a mother. My baby was born, and I wanted her to absolutely go to bed at exactly the same time in the very exact same way. And I discovered babies don't work like that. Babies do not work like that. So I would have a standard process. I would say, okay, there is the bedtime, there is the bath, there is the pajamas, everything's good. And she didn't feel that way. She had to have her own opinion about how we were going to do this and whether or not she was actually going to fall asleep. So I would have a task every night, rigid, this is going to happen, and baby says, oh no, it's going to be unique. So we had to change it up. We had to say, okay, today we're going to play this song, and we're going to pat, and we're going to walk. And this other day, we're going to have a laying down time. And every time, it would seem like we had to do something different to get her to fall asleep. And she certainly didn't do it at exactly the same time. She did it on her own time. This was a unique endeavor. It was a unique endeavor in order to get her to do the exact same thing. So that part of motherhood, getting my baby to fall asleep, was definitely a project. And as a project, it was temporary. It came to an end. Now that she's 10, she does have a really good process, and she goes to sleep at the same time, and we know what's going to happen, and it is the same. At first, it was not, but it's temporary. So that process of getting her to go to bed, that's come to a satisfying end. But motherhood itself, all these tools that I learned as a project manager help with motherhood. But motherhood itself is not a temporary endeavor. It is something that it had a beginning, because before she was born, I was not a mother. But since she was born, I will be a mother for the rest of my life. And motherhood in general will actually last beyond my lifetime. My words and what I give to my daughter will linger beyond my life. It will last all of her life and possibly into the lives of any children she might have. So motherhood is definitely not temporary. But all the little bits and pieces are served very well with the skills I had learned as a project manager. And I'm glad I had them. But this thing that we are doing as working moms is not going to end. It's definitely a unique service or unique product, but that's how it is for me. This thing's going to be forever. And that's part of the terrifyingness. Oh, it looks like I have some people on. Hi, everybody. It's part of the terrifyingness of being a mom. Whoa, is how forever this thing is. But I think I'm up for it. And ready or not, here I come. So here we are. So this is me just taking a minute to tell you guys what I'm thinking about in my moments of wonder here at Written by Murphy. And I wish you all happy Mother's Day. And, oh, please, if you're watching this on the replay, I got a couple people watching live. Thank you for watching live. Go ahead and put something in the comments. I would like you to put a replay if you're watching this in the replay, or put a comment. Just put a 1 if you're watching it live, or put replay if you're watching it in replay. I'd love to engage with you if you have any responses. I'd love for this to be a dialogue. So thank you so much, and I appreciate you. Happy Mother's Day.